Do you have fears? Do you have phobias? Then why would you not do anything about it? If there is something that is natural, very affordable, and something you can actually even make yourself at home. There are remedies that help people with difficult emotions like fear. And you may not have heard about them yet, but this is something I would genuinely recommend everyone to just simply have a look into. And no, this is not magic, this is not nonsense, this is vibrational medicine. What I see as a form of medicine from the past, and something that may very well return again in the future. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a Bach Flower practitioner and vibrational healer, and I help people understand their emotional patterns so they can gently shift them using Bach Flower Remedies. And in this video, I want to introduce you to Mimulus in a very simple way. Who is it for, what it feels like, and how it can help you. So if you have any kind of fear that you would like to overcome, have a listen to the short video. So Mimulus is the remedy for fear of known things. That means you know exactly what you're afraid of. And this can be very simple things like fear of dogs, fear of spiders, fear of animals, fear of the dark, fear of certain people, or more situational fears like fear of flying, fear of public speaking, fear of an illness, fear of a doctor's appointment, fear of rejection. Sometimes these fears are constant, but sometimes they only show up in specific moments. Maybe you don't think about it all day long, but the moment you are confronted with it, it becomes very real, very uncomfortable. And instead of facing it, you start avoiding it. Maybe you don't take that trip because you're afraid of flying. Maybe you don't say something because you're afraid of how it will be received. And the question is, why would you keep limiting your life like that if something can help you with it? And this is something important to understand. Mimulus is not just for a certain type of person. It can be for anyone, because everyone has fears. I literally don't know anyone who doesn't have any fears. Even the most courageous person has something they are afraid of. Mimulus is simply for those moments where fear becomes limiting, where it stops you from doing something you would otherwise do, or simply when a scare of something like fear of spiders is making your life extremely uncomfortable. This fear can shape your life in small ways. You might avoid certain conversations, stay in your comfort zone, hesitate before taking action, overthink simple decisions. Not because you don't want to grow, but because something in you wants to stay safe. And this is very important. Mimulus is different from other fear remedies because the fear is very specific. You can say, I am afraid of this. If the fear is vague, unknown, or overwhelming, then we are looking at a different remedy. Mimulus is clear, it's simple, and very direct. It's maybe the most easy to distinguish remedy of all the remedies. So when Mimulus begins to work, you will notice something very simple. You are just not as scared anymore. For example, I used to have a strong phobia for spiders, and now I'm just not really scared of them anymore. I don't love them, but I'm not scared of them. And that's really what you can expect. Not something dramatic, something very real. The fear that used to be there simply isn't there anymore in the same way. If you want to work with Mimulus, very simple. Get yourself a 10 milliliter stock bottle from Bach Flower Remedy Mimulus. You can find them in your local health store, sometimes in apothecaries or online. And you take 2 drops. You can take them directly under the tongue. You can put them in a glass of water. You can put them in a bottle of water and sip during the day. Take it a few times per day. Consistency is more important than perfection. And you keep doing this for a month. And then you may notice things like you're not stressing about something anymore and you're not avoiding it anymore. Maybe you're no longer afraid of whatever you were afraid of. Maybe you take a plane with much less tension. Maybe you speak more easily in situations that used to make you uncomfortable. The fear just loses its grip on you. If you want to learn how to choose the right remedies for yourself and understand your emotional patterns more deeply, I would really recommend my course Bloom into Balance. It's designed to help you work with Bach Flower Remedies step by step so you can overcome your fears, your anxiety, your stress, but also things like guilt, overthinking, and deep behavioral patterns. And if you're completely new to Bach Flower Remedies, I would also recommend watching my beginner video where I explain what they really are and how they work. You can find it here somewhere. I'll link it for you also in the description. Fear doesn't always need to be something you live with. Sometimes it's simply something you haven't addressed yet. And Mimulus gives you a very gentle and direct way to start doing exactly that. If this video helped you, please leave me a small comment, even a "Hey, this is me." You can send a video to someone who could really use it, or simply let a playlist from my channel play in the background. These small actions help my channel grow more than you know. They help the right people find this work, and they're completely free. Thank you so much for being here. I really loved making this video, and I'll see you in the next one.